Some of the bigger schools in our area are preparing for the next round of the state high school football playoffs. That includes 6 teams in the 5A classification who are playing this Friday.
Cole Pepper and Justin Barney have a closer look at the path to the championship for local teams.
Yep, thank you, guys. We'll take a look at the larger classifications now, Justin, starting with 5A. Ribault, Rains against Baker County, Clay and Menendez against Orange Park, all teams and games involving schools from our area playing in the 5A. There's some interesting storylines here. I think watching what Baker County does may be the most intriguing of this set.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Baker County is predicated on that run game. They have 4 rushers who are just dynamite out of that backfield, a quarterback, 3 running backs. You never really know where that is coming from, that attack is coming from. The offensive line has been very good this season for Baker County. And that's kind of goes against with what Rains does. Rains has got a fantastic defensive front. So I like that matchup. I think Rains has improved the second half of the season. So it's an interesting battle to watch. I think Friday night, the game, one of the kind of most interesting battle on the First Coast in this 5A region is that Baker County offensive line against that Rains defensive front.
All right, now in 6A, we've got Lee, St. Augustine, and Columbia all in our area playing in that category. Which of those teams, Justin, do you think stands the best chance to make a deep run?
Oh, this is a tough one. Columbia has really caught fire. They were 0-5 at one point. They've won 3 straight. Did not have a great offensive showing last week against Ponte Vedra. St. Augustine is always a good pick to have a lengthy postseason run, but they got Escambia. Very difficult time. You have to, if you're a St. Augustine fan, you have to hope Escambia's worn out from making 2 back-to-back road trips to the First Coast in as many weeks. There at Middleburg last week. And Lee, Lee has done very well in second-round playoff games under Coach O.J. Small. So if I had to pick one of these guys right here, I'm going to say Lee has the best chance to win on Friday night.
In 7A, Fleming Island and Atlantic Coast playing in separate games. They could potentially meet in the next round.
Yeah, it's, we have a guaranteed 8 teams moving on in 8A through 1A in terms of next week, meaning all local matchups. Fleming Island and Atlantic Coast could meet next week. I think Atlantic Coast win last week over Fletcher was one of the most stunning games, if not the most stunning game of last week. Atlantic Coast had not scored that many points since 2014 in a single football game. They did it against a Fletcher team that had already beaten them earlier this season. I think the road is much more difficult on Friday night against a good team from Tallahassee. Fleming Island is one of those under-the-radar teams. They do things by committee, and they seem to win games every single playoff season. That's a credit to Coach Damian Springs and his staff.
And finally, 8A, you've got Sandalwood and Flagler Palm Coast in one game. On the other side of the bracket, you've got Bartram Trail and Oakleaf. What a great matchup that is. Both teams should be well rested.
Yeah, I think that Bartram-Oakleaf game, the best game in the area in week 2, the full week 2 of the playoffs. These teams met the regular season a few weeks ago, and Bartram needed a 54-yard field goal from David Kemp at the wire to beat Oakleaf 30-27 in a game that Oakleaf was clearly in control of most of the game to that late second half. So I think that's a headlining game, the headlining game this week. And Sandalwood Palm Coast has a very good game as well because these 2 teams used to be district rivals. It's shaken up in the last few years with Sandalwood moving to an all-local district. So that's a heavyweight battle.
All right, well, it's certainly a week to watch, and we'll have full coverage coming up on Friday on Football Friday with all of these big playoff matchups. Guys?